We gather here to offer our deepest thanks to God, the source of all blessings. And this weekend in particular, my heart is full of gratitude as I reflect on the journey that changed my perspective on certain things in life. And I'm referring to our walk together on the Camino with Emmy, walking the Camino Frances last year. We reached our destination, Santiago de Compostela, on Canadian Thanksgiving, which fell on October 14th last year. We walked nearly 800 kilometers over 41 days from the French side of the Pyrenees, that's why it's called French Way, through cities like Roncesvalles, Pamplona, Burgos, and León, until the tomb of St. James in Santiago de Compostela. Now, Emmy's thousands of pictures, and I'm not exaggerating, now serve very well as a treasured testament to that spiritual journey. And we remember, thanks to these pictures, we are able to remember some of those breathtaking landscapes, also remember the sheer physical challenges, and the fellow pilgrims who became temporary yet essential companions on our way. We give thanks for all the good people who helped us and blessed us with their prayers. There were many chants, especially at the end of the day when the last few kilometers seemed longer, much longer than actually they were. There's one particular chant that I kept singing again and again, especially when it was really hard. And I learned that during the Camino. And it goes like this: Shepherd us, O Christ, through fears and hopes, through doubts and faith, through death into life. And I turned that into a chant. Shepherd us, O Christ, through fears and hopes, through doubts and faith, through death into life. Shepherd us, O Christ, through fears and hopes, through doubts and faith, through death into life. Shepherd us, O Christ, through fears and hopes, through doubts and faith, through death into life. There were many lessons that I learned during that long walk, but there are three in particular that I would like to connect with today's scriptures. On the Camino, one of the first lessons I learned that the most important things in life are not things at all, but rather the people we love and who love us. I realized that we must be grateful first and foremost for all our relationships with people, much more so than for any material possession. The people we meet briefly, like fellow pilgrims on the same path, are certainly a blessing. But now think of those who are companions for the long journey of life, like our parents, siblings, spouse, children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren. To all of you who have experienced the gift of family, of a loving spouse, or the joy of seeing your children grow, blessed are you. This Thanksgiving could be a great opportunity to thank the Creator for all those who have enriched your human experience and help you focus on what you have rather than what you lack. This lesson resonates deeply with the letter of the prophet Jeremiah we heard from chapter 29, speaking to the exiles in Babylon, people far from home, stripped of their comforts, God tells them through Jeremiah, build houses and live in them, plant gardens and eat their produce. Seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile and pray to the Lord on its behalf. In a foreign land, in exile, the people are told not to worry about things, but to build community and connection. Their task is to seek the shalom, that is the peace and flourishing of the people around them. Like the exiles, we are called to prioritize building up relationships and community, not hoarding possessions. Our relationships are the true welfare we seek. The second major lesson from the Camino was that most things that happen to us are beyond our control, especially what is happening in the future. Today's trouble is enough for today, Jesus told his followers. And I realized how much of our worries, often 90% or more of them, are future-oriented, concerning things we have absolutely no power over right now. Just reflect on your own case. What are you afraid of? What are you worried about? Is that here right now, right today, or your worries point towards tomorrow or in the distant future? I don't know about you, but my personal remedy on the path, walking on the path and off, is this. Whenever I start worrying about tomorrow, I intentionally, and I noticed that, I intentionally shift my attention to the things for which I can be grateful now, today. And also the few small things that I can or I could change to make things better. This theme of thankfulness and remembering God's presence with us in the now is beautifully captured in Psalm 66. Where we read, make a joyful noise to God, all the earth. Come and see what God has done. God turns the sea into dry land. They passed through the river on foot. There we rejoiced in him. The psalmist remembers God's faithful acts in the past, the Exodus, crossing of the river, coming out of slavery into freedom, and this grounds their gratitude and trust in the present moment. So when we feel overwhelmed by the unpredictable path ahead, like the lepers in the gospel also, felt overwhelmed, we are called to remember what God has already done and what he is doing now. So that brings us to the gospel story of the 10 lepers from Luke 17. 10 men kept separate by disease cry out to Jesus. He heals them, but only one, a Samaritan, an outsider, returns to Jesus, praising God with a loud voice, falling at Jesus' feet and giving thanks. And Jesus asks, were not 10 cleansed? Where are the 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? So the third lesson I learned in the Camino is that we do not need a lot of things in this life to be happy or content. If we can walk, talk, listen and read, if we have a roof over our head and daily nourishment and a companion on the journey, the rest is a bonus. The discipline of intentionally cultivating the spirit of gratefulness for all we already have is key to our human happiness as well as to our spiritual well-being. The 9 lepers received the gift of healing but missed the gift of relationship. The one who returned did not just get a blessing, he got a connection, a word of affirmation. Your faith Your trust has made you well. Like the psalmist, the Samaritan knew that the proper response to a miracle is gratitude. Like the Camino pilgrim, he knew that the final, most crucial step on any journey is to turn back and give thanks. Our gratitude is not just a polite social custom, it is a profound act of faith. The Apostle Paul reminds us in the letter to Timothy to keep our focus, remembering Jesus Christ, risen from the dead. The saying is sure, if we have died with him, we will also live with him. Our life is connected to the life of the crucified and risen Christ. And we are called to remember that every Sunday. Every step on the Camino, every blessing in life, every reason for thanks this weekend is a reminder of this ultimate pilgrimage from God, through God, back to God. Let us be like the one leper who returned. Let us be grateful for the people in our lives. Let us reject needless worry about tomorrow, and let us constantly return to give thanks to God for the immense blessings he has already poured out upon us. Amen. So be it.